Hi, Facebook Live. This is not a dancing show, actually. And thanks for watching us tonight. And tonight I am inviting one of the best in the world, celebrity, hypno guru, winner of 2018, Helen Mitas. One of my. How are you, Helen?
I'm good. I was going to say hello, Phil. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Good to see you, Helen. We haven't met each other for a long time. How's in Melbourne?
Freezing. We are freezing in Melbourne.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a bit cold today, and then since yesterday, the weather is misery, and yeah, that's good. Hey, Helen, I'm really excited to meet you. And first of all, and I want to thank you to viewers as well who are watching tonight. And really, topics that we are sharing. Basically, Helen is top guru in well-recognized trainer, or so many titles that I can't describe. Thank you for watching. And Helen, can you share a little bit who you are to audience that what do you do, and yeah.
Okay, sure. So I'm a hypnotherapist and a hypnotherapist trainer. So I mentor over 1,000 hypnotherapists from over 10 countries from around the world. And my mission is to help hypnotherapists from across the world to be successful so that they can make the biggest impact on people's lives, because we do the most amazing work and we help people step into their power safely and naturally. And so my mission is to help people understand that hypnotherapy is the answer as opposed to unnecessary medication. You know, it is a safe, natural solution. And really what we do as hypnotherapists is we help people step into their own power. So we unlock what's holding them back. And really our job is not to do some sort of voodoo crazy stuff for them. It's just to help them connect their own inner wisdom, because everybody has that wisdom inside of them.
I totally agree, Helen. It's we're not a doo-doo yaddy like dancing, and we just wanted to create the happy state. Some of the viewer may not be viewing because of we want to interrupt the pattern. That's why we just start with the music. Hope that all the audience will understand. Thank you. And first of all, Helen, I totally agree with you. What you're saying is it's a mission, right? So life is too short. We need to help each other. That's why my business is called Winning Ways. Winning Way means helping each other to support each other to win. That is called winner do. So we have to demonstrate during the COVID situation, rather than we are staying in the comfort zone, that send a positive signal to the world that we are living in. A lot of people, bad habits, it's how to create bad habits to win during COVID-19 time. Because totally related, the book that you've written, you're a best-selling author as well, Mindset Dominance author. Mm-hmm. And I really like the break bad habits, right? Sometimes we may think this is a good habit. Other people consider it's a bad habit. For example, overeating, drinking. There are so many things watching the Facebook that we're not supposed to watch, do, and bad habits. Before we talk about these important topics and relevant to everyone, can you explain the purpose that why you really wanted to achieve and helping out, and people may like to listen your story. People have a story. I have a story. So that's the thing that can you kindly share? Thank you.
Sure. Okay. So over 20 years ago, I went through a difficult time and I was suffering from the symptoms of depression and chronic anxiety. And at the time, you know, when you're in that dark space because you think that you can't do something and you're stuck in fear, because you're thinking, well, if I do this, this is going to happen, and then this is going to happen. How am I going to do this on my own? And you imagine all these things that are going to go wrong, and you think that you can't cope. And so at the time, there were many people that offered me, you know, many doctors offered me antidepressants. And I knew that I did not want that. I knew that I needed to get through this without medication. I did not want to be medicated. Now, I'm not saying there's no place for antidepressants, but what I am saying is that they're massively overused. And so I began my journey in terms of understanding that the way that I saw the world, you know, it used to be that I saw the world black and white, but really the world is color. And understanding that what we think is right and what we think is wrong is just an opinion. You know, as long as nobody is hurt in the process, that we can, you know, fight through our fears and do the things that scare us so that we can feel emotionally and mentally strong. And so for me, when I stepped into my power emotionally and mentally, then afterwards I thought, well, I feel so good in the inside. Now it's time to feel good on the outside. So then I went on a mission to become fitter in my 40s than I ever was in my 20s. And so, you know, with my business, HypnoFit, it is emotionally fit, you know, mentally fit and physically fit, because it's not just one type of fitness. You know, it's all related. The mind, body is one.
I love that. Mind and body.
Yeah, it's all one. It's all related. So yes, whatever we think, whatever we feel, it plays out in our whole system.
Exactly, it has to be congruent, right? So I really like the when you approach that relevant topics, and I believe we all have thoughts. We all have emotions every single time that we are feeling it. All the thoughts that what we're thinking right now, all the feeling emotion right now, sometimes it's not relevant. For example, like current situation, COVID is so hard. It's not really doesn't serving us. However, what we are thinking is repetition all the time and consistent basis is become belief. That belief is staying in the zone that we don't unaware of and start, oh, my friend told me, because the news told me, Channel 7 told me, Channel 9 told me. So many things coming in the consistent basis, belief consistent basis, then become a habit we're not really aware of. So that's the reason why I wanted to have a little thing that every day and contributing the thing that I know, little things to share that what I know and sharing that, hey, this is a situation we understand. I'm also scared too. However, how about we stay together and present together and let's break the bad habits together, right? As I mentioned earlier, a lot of people are eating a lot and unaware of, right? And can you share to all of you out, right? A lot of people think hypnotherapy is, people don't believe it. Hypnosis is like a cluck like a chicken, right? Cluck like a chicken. Are you going to treat me, or are you going to take my money out from my pocket? Or a lot of misconception out there, right? So can you share to your guru point of view that and this is a thing that people using their own mind. That's why I love hypnotherapy, because people think this is a treating to other people badly. That's not true. We are using our own mind to become whatever we want it to be. We are actually we are actually
absolutely. Yes.
We are a navigator, we are a GPS, right?
Exactly.
Yes. So can you please share to all of you what is hypnosis and hypnotherapy, please?
Sure. So basically, what people need to understand is that every single day, every single person is in a state of hypnosis all through the day. So it's all different levels of hypnosis. So when you think about what it is when our subconscious mind takes over. So for instance, when you are in a trance, that means you're not consciously thinking about something. So when we learn to drive a car, we use our conscious mind. That means we're thinking about how we hold the steering wheel, where are we looking for the mirror, we're looking all around us, we're using our conscious mind. But then after, you know, a long period of time, we drive from one place to another and we don't even know how we got there because our subconscious mind did it automatically for us. And same with, that's what a trance is. It happens automatically. And same when you're watching a movie, you know, you're in a trance, because if you were watching that consciously, you would say, oh, that's not true. That's Tom Cruise. I don't believe that. But instead, your conscious mind goes away and your subconscious mind's like, oh, what's going to happen next? Because for that moment, that reality is suspended. And so what hypnotherapy does, it gives the person focused attention. That's all it is, where the body and the mind is relaxed to a state where we as hypnotherapists can talk to their subconscious mind, which is that part of their mind that they're not aware of right now. So our subconscious mind has all our emotions, all our values, and all our habits as well. And so, you know, sometimes, Phil, you know, if you say to somebody, well, you are good enough.
Yes.
They're not going to necessarily believe it because you're talking to their logical mind, but their subconscious mind believes something different because of what they've experienced in their past. So their belief system is in their subconscious mind too. And our belief system drives our behavior.
I love
and
that.
So if we believe that we are not good enough and we see all these things that prove that to us, then, you know, the next time somebody puts us down, that confirms that to us because we already believe it. So what we do as hypnotherapists is we access the beliefs, the emotions, the bad habits that all happen underneath the surface. Because it doesn't matter what you say to somebody, it's all about changing those beliefs that are going on deep underneath.
Mm-hmm. I love that.
Yeah.
It's a report the subconscious mind and tap into the deeper level and make sure that people believe by themselves.
Yeah, absolutely.
In this way,
Exactly.
people, it's like a meditation, right? And a lot of people where I came from, Myanmar, meditate a lot. And when I say hypnosis, what? Hypnosis? Are you going to treat me badly? Something like that. So that's the reason why I bring it up. This hypnosis and hypnotherapy is a really powerful tool. A lot of celebrity use that too, right? You're a celebrity and you use it too. and Mac Damon too, and you know, Bruce Willis, like me.
Yeah.
And
absolutely. And Kate Middleton, you know, the princess.
Yeah, they do, right?
She used it for hypnobirthing.
Yeah. The funny thing is, I was in a movie called Stealth Movie, right? In 2005, Stealth Movie, and then the director of Rob Cohen, and then he told me that you're a Vin Diesel, Burmese Vin Diesel, and I was really excited about that. and I just joking, think that you know, I had a chat, and also and I noticed a lot of a celebrity, right? And I heard that Vin Diesel used hypnosis too. I'm not quite sure, but what I'm really sure is that the movie star, that what you mentioned, Kate Middleton does, and what else they do? What else?
Well, and also you've got to remember all the athletes. So every single athlete that is at a certain level has used, you know, a type of hypnosis, which is mental training. So that's what hypnosis is mental training. So helping people train mentally as well as physically, because all the studies show that mental training is just as important as physical training.
Exactly. That's true. That's why I'm really excited about the hypnotherapy every day. And I, even though before I meet you, I dance a little bit and get into the state, happy state. and then I jump in, and you suddenly with the happy state. I truly believe really important, right? People blame other people or why they upset me, but they're not really aware of what is happening in their own mind, the state of mind that for example, if I'm really upset and you're not gonna be not feeling good, right? So you can see the vibration energy change, right?
Yes, absolutely. It's like when you enter a room and all of a sudden you feel like it's a bit cold, and that's because of the energy, because we all vibrate energetically. Exactly right. And so that's why it's our responsibility to make sure that our energy is high, because we attract all of that. We're like magnets. And the thing is, Phil, is if we're feeling, if we're negative and we're complaining and we're down, then we attract that negative energy back into our lives. The people that, always the victim, this happens to me and this happens to me, and why me? Well, because you're vibrating in a really low level, and therefore you're attracting back to you low energy.
Exactly. I love that. We are 100% to make sure we have to responsible for our own action, right? We have to responsible for our own action to make sure that before other people, instead of expecting other people that to make happy, so how about we make ourselves happy first and get into the state and create the sense of happiness state and dealing with every day, and people are gonna love you every day, right? I consider to myself, I'm handsome every day, right?
Yes, exactly. Why would you tell yourself another story? That's the story that you would tell yourself, of course, because the more you say that story to yourself, the more you feel it, the more you look it.
I love myself every day, and I accept my everyday who I am, and so like you, right? So when I start feeling is good, and then I see everyone is beautiful, right?
Exactly.
So then I'm responsible, and I look at my mirror. Oh, Phil, you're very handsome. Then I tell people for other people, and then when I start saying myself, and then after that telling, oh, Helen, you're very beautiful, and then you attract back to me the same thing and responding, you're right, Phil, you too, right? And to reciprocal.
Because that's right. Because what is beauty? Beauty is an energy too. You could be the most aesthetically pleasing face there is, but then if your energy is down, then people are not going to think you're beautiful.
Exactly.
So it's all energy. It's all that vibration that we're talking about. And the important thing that you said, Phil, which is responsibility. And that's why in my book, the first chapter is responsibility, because you can't do anything else unless you take responsibility for exactly where you are in your life.
Exactly. I love it. That's responsibility is very important. And for me, I want to add awareness as well. Awareness is a really fully important as well. We have to make sure that what state are we in? What are the feeling right now? How are we feeling it? What are the mood? Check the mood indicator and make sure that how you dealing with the grateful state or angry state or
and to check in with yourself. You're right. Like to actually check in with yourself. Like, where am I at? What's going on for me right now?
Yes.
And what's triggering this feeling that I'm in, as opposed to, so you're almost like, what you said, Phil, in terms of being aware. It's almost like stepping outside your body and looking at yourself like a movie and seeing yourself in that state. And therefore, when you see yourself in that state, you can change that state.
Exactly right. That's absolutely true. The first one is responsibility and also awareness. It's really important. Another thing I wanted to say is when I coach people, then I use accountability as well. We are accountable to make sure that whatever we say or do, we got to show that and act on it and make sure that let's say when we preach, we do, that's how we get a result, right, Helen? So
absolutely. Accountability is key, because no matter how motivated you are as an individual, we all go through these slumps. You even see it, you know, with professional athletes, where all of a sudden you see them, you know, doing something different to, you know, getting fat, you know, not training as much. It's because they're human. But accountability, when you need help with that extra motivation, to have someone else that you're accountable for and accountable to, like I always have a gym buddy when I used to be able to go to the gym before lockdown, but, you know, being, you know, having someone that I have to turn up to, having someone that I train with.
Fantastic. It's really accountable, and that's the thing. The number 4, I truly believe, is action. We have to do whatever we say, whatever we set the accountable set date. For example, like I'm gonna meet Helen tomorrow, and I also truly admire what you did. And when I send you a message, and then you straight away put on the Instagram, Facebook, and oh my God, Helen take right away, just like that. I respect straight away. Straight away.
Thank you.
And how much you love people, to support and help. I can see and I can feel and I can hear it. Your responsibility to be accountable and fully aware of and taking action, I would say 4 things. Right?
Well, Phil, I've got to say this, that you do exactly that. So how many times do you send me messages? And, you know, it's not, you're not gaining anything from that. You don't have any kind of, you're not manipulating anything. There's nothing I'm giving you for that. But how many times you've sent me messages and said, I love your energy, I love your style, I love the way you do things. And that brings us all up, doesn't it?
Exactly. And then I want to add it as well. When you say truly and feeling it and congruent honesty, people feel it. I feel that authenticity, right? In respectful way. We have to respect any human being, right? And another person, human being, yes, click on it. Well, yeah, this guy telling me the truth, and they can feel it, right? And you can feel it when I send you a message. And then you can say, hey, Helen, can we help the community? You straight away send out, let's do it, Phil. What do you want to do? I totally respect, and straight away, oh my God, that person, it's something special. Because of you take action like that. So I just want to add that all these successful people, personality, you already have it, right? So I think successful person mean we need to be full accountable, responsible, fully aware of what we're doing now, and make sure to action for everybody, not only for ourselves, right?
Yeah, to show up.
You show up, right? Let's say we do 8 o'clock, we do it, right? Okay, and then now it's 23 minutes time. Really excited to learn from you as well. The first one is you mentioned about eating habits.
Yeah.
Eating habits. That's a bad habit as well. Sometimes I do eat a lot.
Yeah, and that's happening a lot for a lot of people right now in this current environment where they're in lockdown and they want some comfort. And so the comfort is chocolate, ice cream, chips. Now, I've got to say this is a confession that, you know, we're all human. And so, the first few weeks when I was in lockdown, I did all that. I gained weight. I didn't stop. And that's because I wanted to. That's what I wanted to do. But then about a week and a half ago, I went, oh my God, this has now got to get under control because that's not what I want for me. And so I decided that it's time. Okay, I've done all that, done all my eating, done all my gutsing, done all that, eating all that food that I didn't need because I wanted to at that stage because when something uncertain happens, like what happened with us in terms of our whole world, who would expect that people go to what they know and what gives them comfort, and what gave them comfort is comfort food. Okay, but now that people are getting used to this sort of new norm of doing things, and they know we're going to be okay. We are going to be okay. There's been a lot of tragedy and there's been a lot of impact, but we're going to pull through this. Then now it's time to make a decision to go back to structure and routine with regards to with our habits.
Truly, truly, I agree with that decision. At the moment you make a decision that it's not right, fully aware of that's not totally serving to our body, and
Yes.
make a decision like that, right? And when you helped, can you share your particular client story, or what is the step that to fully aware of not to eat a lot, or what kind of?
Okay, so I think the first thing I mentioned this, I did a live last week about this, where the most important thing is in order for you to have success is to do, something that you can do. So if you say to yourself, right, tomorrow, that's it, I'm going to exercise for an hour, I'm going to drink 3 liters of water, I'm going to only have fish and vegetables, I'm going to stop eating at 6 o'clock. It's like, you do it up to about 4 o'clock and then you go, oh, stuff it, it's too hard. So it has to be a habit that one at a time, because what people do is the all or nothing approach, which is diet and deprive yourself, or let me just have everything. That's what people do, don't they? They do all or nothing. Yes. Whereas there is something in between, because the way our neural pathways work is that every single habit is a separate neural pathway. So just change one habit to begin with. And if you change one habit, that will make a difference to how you feel. It'll make a difference to taking control. Yes. And then you control that habit, then get on to the next habit. You don't have to do everything at once. No. So, I can still just, as an example, when I first lost weight many years ago, right, every single night I still had 6 squares of chocolate.
Right.
Wow. Like the dairy chocolate.
Yeah.
But not a big block. But I let myself slowly, consciously enjoy 6 squares of chocolate every night. Okay. So it's not like I can't have chocolate. It's just like, how much am I going to have? So because portion control is so important. So changing that one habit. So when I was in lockdown, the one habit that I changed, which I believe was going to make the biggest impact, was how many times during the day I would allow myself to eat. Because at the beginning, it's just like, okay, now I get up to eat something else. Okay, now I get up to eat something else. And and it's because I just could. And I thought, why not? And it's a habit. Keeping eating is just a habit. Really, we're supposed to only eat when we're hungry.
So when you do that, right? So I like that. So how many times you eat the chocolate? Did you write a diary, or how did you manage not to eat a lot after that? That's a really interesting.
Basically to know exactly what I was going to eat that day. So it didn't mean I couldn't have cake, or I couldn't have chocolate, or I couldn't have champagne. I could have those things, but what I had decided to have at the beginning of the day. So not spur of the moment, I'm going to have 3 chocolates because that's what I felt like it. So we need to understand that we don't just make decisions based on, spur of the moment decisions, because that's going to get us in trouble. Plan for your day. So don't say to yourself, I'm going on a diet, because you deprive yourself. Just plan for your day and plan treats, but a small amount of treats.
Plan the day, small amount of treat. I love that. Plan the day and small amount of treat. That's a really good one.
Yeah, exactly.
So you use virtual gastric banding technique, or what the technique that you use?
Well, I know that you are qualified as a virtual gastric band therapist, as I am, Phil, because that is Sheila Granger's work as a gastric band therapist is really powerful, because it helps our clients feel like they are full quicker. Because I really do believe that portion control is the #1 factor, like how much you eat. Like, for example, I don't eat much pasta, but tonight we had lasagna and I still had some. It's just that I didn't have this much, I had a smaller amount. And what the virtual gastric band does is it helps our clients feel like their stomach has got a gastric band and therefore is smaller, so they become fuller quicker. And I know that's what you do as well with your clients.
Thank you. That's what I do, and when I coach, the same as you do as well. 4 weeks program that try to be aware of what are the eating habits and pattern. The client asks it. Client automatically think that is that a diet program, or people think that diet can only solve the problem. I do not believe diet, because diet can bounce back anytime that what you want, and it's about our mind, and we've got to train our mind that certain time and certain, for example, morning time, what specific I will have it, and we can set and research show that 66 days, right, Helen? 66 days.
Yes.
We said all days is 21 days, right? Now it's 66 days, yeah?
So what it is it's 28 days to form a strong habit, and 66 days to form an automatic habit. It's not that long when you think about it, is it? Like, can you do something for 66 days? Of course you can, out of your whole life, and then it's automatic.
Exactly. That's a good news for everybody, that if anybody commit to do anything they want in life, they can become anything they want.
Exactly.
So nobody is stopping us. That's why I love hypnotherapy. Hypnotherapy is helping out to guiding them and as a GPS, and people use it their own way to become the better version of them by themselves. It's a really powerful, Helen. I think it's a great way and great tools. I love it.
What you're saying is absolutely 100% correct, because what you said was very important. Whatever people think they can do, that's what they do. So the only thing that stops us from moving forward is our own limitations of what we think is possible.
Yes.
So if we think it's possible, then and we take consistent action, because let's just get this straight. It's not just about thinking everything's possible but doing nothing about it. You know, it's what you said before, action. So thinking this is possible and then actually taking action towards it means that you will achieve it.
Exactly. So what we think, what we become, right? So anybody can become anything they want in life unless they only believe it. When they believe, it can be anything. We all have the same opportunity. As a human to human, we all are equal, and regardless of any religion, whatever we believe in. And only thing difference is when we take action.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Hello. I think that Phil has disappeared, but I think that I'm still on the show, but I think he's gone. I'm not sure where he's gone. So there he's back. He's coming back. There he is.
Technical.
I'm glad you came back.
Yay!
You came back. It was like a resurrection.
Thanks, Helen. Yeah, awesome. It's a great the things to talk about, the bad habits, right? So that's how we control our mind, by using visual gastric banding to use every single day and set them by what they want, right? The thing is, visual gastric banding is using a visualization as well. The great news for me is I lose 6 kilos recently. 6 kilos.
Congratulations! That's awesome.
What I do is I lose, and then I learn from Ian James as well with the Sheila Granger, that's a partner in Australia, and then and what he told me, and then okay, I'm really excited. My words lost. Basically, I see every day 70 kilos and sexy, handsome, and wearing a very nice dress, and looking at in the mirror and feeling and seeing every day. And then if I can do this, anybody can do this. So
absolutely.
the great news is, if I believe every day after more than 30 times. I noticed that after a month time, I start reducing because of every time I eat, I look at the food. Oh, that's not good, right? And related hospital, if I eat a lot, what are the things that my body will become maybe 2-3 kilo will be gaining or anything that a negative feeling and associated, then I don't want to eat anymore and start reducing. That's a great
Yeah.
news. That's the power of gastric banding. It's really, really powerful. Thanks, Sheila Granger, Ian James. It's sharing me that not talking about, we practice and use it, right? And
That's
without hesitation, the key is without hesitation. If you believe that it will happen, you will have it. No matter what the situation is, it will happen, isn't it, Helen?
Absolutely. If you believe that something, you're going to have a bad day, it's going to be a hard day, it's going to be a bad day, things will start to happen to prove you right.
Yes.
Whereas if you believe that this is going to be a good day, it will be a good day. So and then even if negative things happen in that day, you're able to respond in a way that turns it around.
Yes.
So you dictate, you create your own reality, don't you?
We are a master on our life. We create our life and we manage and we do whatever we want in our life. So that's a powerful about the power of hypnosis is coming in and like a meditation that we can create whatever we believe in.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's virtual gastric. Anything that would you like to share about eating habit before we go to next one? I'm really excited.
Look, I think at the end of the day, eating is one of those things which, you can't stop it because we have to survive, so we have to eat. And you don't want to be deprived either. Like, you don't want to, not be able to enjoy your favorite food, but it's all about how often you have it. Like, I always put food into two categories: party food and everyday food. The problem is many people have party food every day. So party food's for parties and everyday food is for every day. So, and if we stick to that mentality, we still enjoy everything, but in smaller amounts.
Exactly. That's the beauty of virtual gastric banding is we don't have to, we can eat a lot, we can eat everything, but we don't need to, we can try to be aware of, we start awareing of not eating a lot and minimize the portion of what we want, and then we can shape our body what we want, isn't it? That's
exactly. And the thing is, if you think about it, if you have a square of chocolate and you let that in your mouth, whether you have one square or 50 squares, it's still the same taste in your mouth. You don't have more of a taste when you have 50 squares. So you might as well just have a few squares.
Absolutely right. So that's the good things about beauty of hypnosis. And second one that let's discuss about, you mentioned a lot of time about drinking alcohol.
Yes. So what they found in the current climate is that alcohol consumption has gone through the roof.
Yes.
So people are drinking right now way more than they did before COVID-19. And that is because they're feeling stressed, they're feeling overwhelmed, and then they think that the alcohol is going to relax them. And yes, it might actually relax them for a little bit, but then what actually happens, alcohol is a depressant. So overall, they're going to wake up feeling worse the next day. So alcohol is a current issue across the globe.
It's very bad. Everywhere, drink a lot. Every day is a Friday.
Exactly. And it is one of those substances where your tolerance level increases, that you do increase as time goes on. Very few people have got something like alcohol consumption under control. They may think they do, but they actually don't, because they want to drink more without even realizing it.
So when you actually treat the client, what are the major common reasons why they drink? And how do you minimize and eliminate the habits, Helen? They probably, yeah.
Yeah, there's different reasons. One of the reasons is like a reward at the end of the day. Like, you've worked really hard and now it's time to relax with your glass of wine. But what they do when you actually drink alcohol, you might think that you relax, but what happens is you become less present to the people around you. So think about this. Think about when you go to a party and the people that have drunk the most, what are they doing? They're not listening to what other people are saying. They're talking really loud, they're talking really fast, and you see it when you go to a restaurant, the volume goes up as the night goes up. So they're not listening, they're talking at each other. They're just talking. Whereas when you don't have that alcohol in your system, you can actually be present to what is going on around you and use all your senses, because what happens with alcohol consumption is your senses, one after the other, starts to go, doesn't it?
Yes.
That's what happens.
Exactly. And they feel that this is a rewarding. If they drink, they can change the state quickly. They do whatever they want and they make a mistake. When they make a mistake, they don't know anything about it. And that's why in my religion, I strongly believe in Buddha, there is a 5%, you can't drink. If you drink, you made mistake. You made mistake and psychologically affected and mentally, everything that you make so much things going on the head, and the main thing is the body, right? So when you you think about the body and what is happening inside your heart, your lungs, and all the thing, and your energy as well, right? So we will talk about the energy very soon. Before that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So I guess what people need to understand is that even with alcohol, it's very hard to have control over it. Alan Carr, who is a hypnotist and has written a book about alcohol, he compares it to the fly trap plant. Do you know the fly trap plant? With the flies, and then they capture the fly. So he compares alcohol drinking like that. So everybody who drinks alcohol, doesn't matter how much you drink, you're basically buzzing around the fly trap plant. And so some of you are buzzing up here, some of you down there, but eventually you're going to go in there and it's going to get you. Because most people who drink, as time goes on, they drink more, not less. Because the tolerance level goes up.
Oh.
Okay, so you might have had 1 glass or 2 glasses a week 20 years ago, and now you're having 1 or 2 bottles a night. And that's because that's what happens with alcohol consumption. It is pretty insidious. So, and like you said, it changes your mind. It changes your capacity to control your actions. So I guess what you need to be concerned about during this COVID-19 time is that what else can you do to relax instead of drinking alcohol? So what else can you do to relax instead of drinking alcohol? Can you watch a show? Can you read a book? Can you call a friend? Can you do some yoga? There are so many other things. So I just continue talking. I knew you're going to come back.
Oh, good. Technical error.
That's okay. So all I was saying was what people need to consider out there is what else they can do instead of drink alcohol to help them relax, which doesn't have side effects, like reading a book, connecting with your partner, doing something else to relax the body instead of drinking alcohol.
How about Helen? I'm thinking now, how about we create a question to audience viewer, whoever watching to us, what kind of question would you like me to type in on Facebook? Any question or anything that why they drink or particular question? Are you suggesting?
Well, whatever. Any question that they like.
Okay. All right. So let's inviting people to join. Okay. 1 second, Helen.
No worries.
Yeah, thank you. Why people? So let me type in why you eat a lot, something like that, or drinks. Please share with us. Just type it in. Helen, a few people respond. The person name called Puen Usai, and from Myanmar, responsible, accountability, and also Motuza. And some people would like to forget sad moment. Oh, pretty good. They are engaging, Helen. We are winning.
Good.
Fantastic.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's I'm really exciting. Now I just type in why you ate a lot and drinks. Please share with us, something like that. So I just create the some easy question and everybody can answer. Yeah, that's what winning is all about, right? Just sharing and how we stop and break habits, not to have a lot, and keep moving forward to win. Everybody benefits. Yeah, that's what winning is.
Yeah, exactly.
You like that?
Exactly. Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Yeah. So so people don't realize that they don't responsible, and also they don't take accountable and their own result. That's why people suffer. People suffer because of they don't look at the actual outcome that what will happening in from the moment right now to the future. It's really sad, isn't it, Helen?
That's right, because their action today is going to determine their future life.
Mm-hmm.
So every consistent action that you take today is going to impact a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. It's not just about, well, I'll just do it today, but today is a day that you take action, and tomorrow you take the same action that causes a habit. And so that habit will transform your behavior and create your future. So what future do you want?
Exactly.
That's the question to ask yourself.
Exactly. What you want, right? So, and also I watched your YouTube the other day. You mentioned about what you don't. If we focus on what we don't want, we keep on getting what we don't want, right? We keep on perception is projection. Yeah.
Absolutely.
We make sure that what we want, and we attract good people. We attract a good person around us, and we can create a ripple effect, and we can create a good community like that. So now it's a lot of people watching, and some of the people don't. I acknowledge that, I understand that. Some people may think that this is boring talk, what they're talking about. But when they really pay attention, what we're talking about, they can become what they want. So a lot of people may not be successful or may not get what they want. But the thing is, what I mean is, if they are focusing on what they want, they get what they want in their life, right?
Exactly. So, not focusing on what they don't want, because if you're focusing on how much money you owe, if you're focusing on that, then that's what you get back is more debt, because we create our reality. So focus on what you want as opposed to what you don't want.
Yes, exactly. What they want, if they focus on what they want, they become what they get, and they be really happy, and also whatever they want in their life. Very exciting that's topics. And the other one is called the third one is there anything you want to share and tips before we go to move to the next?
No,
next
I'm
one?
good.
Yeah, that's good, right? So we need to make sure checking. The third one is energy.
Yeah.
Energy, right? And what is your point of view? My point of view is energy is everything we do and think in daily and consistent basic, your energy can change and drop down and vary, right? That's because I look at today when I wake up, to tell you the truth, energy is not great because of the weather is really cold. I don't want to wake up. Then I look at today, I'm gonna see Helen and share people what good things about it. My body is not right. So what I can impact, a positive impact to other people's life, a little contribution may help. And then my energy start changing. I notice that.
Yeah.
And start exciting and activating the energy. So that's what I to tell you brutally honest with you, the energy is not great when I wake up in the morning. So cold in Sydney today. Yeah.
Same in Melbourne. Same in Melbourne.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's right. So what you're saying is that you know, just because you woke up and you weren't feeling great, you made a conscious decision to change it.
Yes. Decision that if I contribute little thing, today is a grateful day. It will be a great day, and changing the state, changing the thing that what I can do, what I am really grateful. I'm surrounded with good people like Helen and other people surrounding. I need to live with the people who support me and move forward. In this way, my energy switch and shift it to the slowly back into the track, right? So how did you change energy, Helen? Can you teach me and share?
Well, the way that I change my energy is by movement. So for me, you know, like if I'm like this, then that's got a certain energy. But if I get myself up and I start moving around, I start to feel better, don't I? I feel better. It's just
we can do it. We can do it.
Exactly. So the way that I change my energy is by standing up and by moving my body and, you know, and focusing on what I'm thinking about. So music makes me feel better, and, you know, focusing on what I have got control over rather than what I don't have control over.
Yes. Fantastic. I also do as well. I forgot to mention that. Yeah, that's right. When we start today, we dance. Maybe we can dance again. Why not? I believe that energy is really important. And also the way how we have an energy food is another thing that we can complement with the body, the mind, energy, and body, what we need. And mind and body is really need to be congruent and align each other. What else do you do after to get energy, Helen?
Well, for me, you know, I don't hold anything inside. I have to speak. So if I've got a thought that is a stuck energy or negative thought, I can't keep it inside. So I need to get it out. And once I got it out, then I can move on. So I don't keep anything to myself.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
So if I'm feeling negative energy, then I need to talk about it with somebody.
Right. Me too.
That's what I need to do. And when I talk about it with somebody, then I get it out of my body, and then I can move on.
Move on. Exactly right. So dancing, switch it, and also tell someone that
Talk. Get it out of your body.
Get it out. Release a negative emotion that what we don't want, right? Focus on the thing that we want, and you change. And that's what else you do. What else you do, Helen?
I think that, you know, you've got to be conscious of what takes your energy away and what gives you energy. So, you know, sometimes we do too many things that take away our energy. So as an example, like many years ago, I had a friend who every time I caught up with her, I feel like she leached my energy, you know. So I had to stop seeing her because I felt worse after seeing her.
You drain your energy.
She was a drainer. So hanging around people with a high vibe. You know, so picking and choosing who your friends are.
100% sure. Picking and choosing the right person make you feel better and boost your energy up. I love it. It's really important. That's why I talk to my mom every day. Good. She called me before interview, and then she said, "What are you doing?"
Oh, nice. I call my mom every day too. Every day. Yeah.
I love my mom. My mom.
Oh, beautiful.
And so that's great. So another thing is, before we go, nearly 1 hour now, the very important thing is, in Australia, I think maybe any other country too, a lot of people stay at home with the kids, right? So you mentioned earlier,
Yeah, so people are feeling stress at the moment because because the kids are not going to school, and so they're homeschooling, and mothers are putting a lot of pressure on themselves that they're not doing it right, that their kids are missing out. They're really anxious and stressed and overwhelmed and worried. So my message is just relax. You know, your kid's going to be fine. You know, this is not going to impact their whole life. If they have a couple of months off school and they're at home, even if just do your best, but you know what's more important in the house is your energy. So if you're getting angry at them and telling them off and you're getting anxious, then they're going to get that from you. So just chill, just relax.
Yes. It has to be relaxed, right? So we cannot control everything, right? The kids these days, the kids are very smart. I remember back in the old days that we don't have computers, right? We don't have a facility. These days, this generation kids, they have everything, computers, laptop, whatever they want, and they can access anything. They can watch anything, and they don't. That's a downside of technology that we can't communicate.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. They've got access to so many things. That's right.
And that's how we. So you might have a come across that's called sort of client, right? So people they can't manage all the kids, right? So what kind of tips would you like to share, and what are the things that you actually give the tips to the parents do and don't, Helen?
Yeah. So basically, don't stress out. Don't tell your kids off because you're not coping. Don't think about things that you can't control, and just relax a little bit. Maybe this is a time to help them learn cooking skills or housework stuff. And if they don't learn the academic stuff at this time, it's not going to matter.
Yes.
It's not going to matter in the long run. You know what I mean? It's not going to make a big difference in the long run. It just won't. They're going to be fine.
Yes, it's going to be fine, right? Let me check the Facebook, like how many people engaging. 1 second, Helen, please. Yeah, I'm really excited. So let me have a look. That's great. Oh, that's good. Champion. Okay, you eat a lot of drink, and yeah, it's good. A few people engaging. That's great. Yeah. So I don't see anything. Let me type in. You enjoy? Did you all enjoy? Any other question? Let me type in any other question. Or enjoy? I already typed in. Any other question? Yeah, people engage. Helen, I'm very excited.
Yeah.
I will tag you after that, right? So that's great. So let's back to the purpose that we try to achieve today is how to break the bad habits to win.
So, yeah.
And during the COVID time, we cover the benefit of not to have alcohol and not to eat a lot, and energy, really important to gain energy. Very simple. It's hard to do it consciously, and what else we cover for the kids as well, right? And let's wrap it up because I value your time, and whoever watching you has valued their time as well. So hypnotherapy can help subconscious level to solve every problem, isn't it, Helen?
And you don't realize yourself as to how powerful your own mind is.
Yes.
So something that you get stuck on yourself, your subconscious mind will give you the answer.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Absolutely.
Subconscious is very powerful, Helen, isn't it? So
absolutely. More powerful than we can imagine.
Yes. So how we believe, how we feel it, every decision we make. For example, like we buy a shoe, or we buy a book, or we buy anything, and we make decision from subconscious level. Oh, really excited. Yeah, don't worry about my education. I buy it. So straight away excited and do it, right? So it's all about subconscious. So when we report every day and not to do by using hypnosis, it's a cure. Depending on the level of commitment, isn't it? People think that magic. My understanding is that some of my clients, they really committed. Today, I coached one section with one of the clients from Myanmar. The person is really got everything. Use a technique, hypnosis technique that get into the state and let them follow. And at the end, I'm really happy that the person is saying that, oh, I'm really happy that my relationship situation has changed, and how powerful it is. That's why I'm really excited every day using hypnotherapy. It's a great way, Helen. I'm excited.
Absolutely. Very, very powerful. Very simple, very powerful, natural and safe.
Yes. So I want everybody can experience that because of it's not the magic. It's a using their own mind to powerful by themselves to win every day, right?
Exactly.
And anything you want to share, Helen? I try my best today.
I think we've done a lot today, Phil. So I just want to say a big thank you to you for always having high vibe, high energy, and I know that you live with integrity and that you are one of these people that walks your talk. So I want to say congratulations, because I see you behind the scenes, and who you are in front of the scenes is who you are behind the scenes, which is a really generous, heartfelt person. So thank you so much for inviting me to speak to you.
Thank you so much as well. I truly appreciate that. So lucky that your knowledge, you have an encyclopedia knowledge that you gained from more than 20-year experience in hypnotherapy, right? I think more than 20 after you left.
Well, no, 20 years was when I had first experienced hypnotherapy as a client.
Right.
So when I was going through depression, but I've actually been 10 years in business, but it's been a very big 10 years, I can tell you. It feels like 20 years.
Yeah. So what I mean is really truly grateful that the experience, knowledge, and also the whole world recognize you. You are not an expert, you are a guru, and then people respect you a lot. The person I'm interviewing right now is the most respectable person on the hypnotherapy planet, I would say.
Oh, thank you, Phil. So, you know what? We all do our best.
Yes.
You know, we all do our best. No one's better than anybody else.
Exactly.
And you know, as hypnotherapists, that's what we help our clients with, is to understand that they're as good as everybody else.
Exactly.
And everybody's unique. So, you know, your experience is different to my experience, and therefore you can give, you know, something different to your clients. We all give something different to our clients.
Yes. So that's why I'm and truly lucky that bringing to my community that your expertise and knowledge, what you know, to my community, that it benefit everybody. I truly believe we achieved today a great achievement today for all of us. I want to thank you again. Hopefully, we believe that we can do again, right? No hope.
Yeah, of course, definitely.
And benefit for the community to create a ripple effect and to win everybody. I believe that everybody will enjoy today that what we talk. It's a very valuable section. We can say training section or master class or talking section or whatever, name it. The most important thing is everyone enjoy it, isn't it? That's
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, everybody, for watching.
Thank you.